things you should know about owning a Honda CBR1000RR. What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another glorious day here in beautiful Oahu, Hawaii. So today I'm going to go over some things you should know about owning a Honda CBR1000RR. Alright guys, so a couple things you should know. This is a 2006 model. It is a CBR1000RR Honda. In Europe they're known as Fireblades, and I believe also in Japan. As you can see, that sun is awesome over there in the distance. So this bike, I got it for a decent price, I'd say. I've had it about almost 2 years or so. And some things I'd want you to know. So the first one is maintenance. You buy an older bike, you're gonna have to put some maintenance into it. This bike has 28,000 miles. It's not bad if you think about that. It's a 2006. So the bike is roughly almost 12 years old or so, and 28,000 miles. You figure that's what, a little over 2,000 a year. It's not bad. Now granted, this bike was in Hawaii, so you don't ride as much or as long distance, so it's not really highway miles. But then again, maintenance wise, what I did is when I first bought the bike, I took it straight to the dealer and I said, make this thing new. I had the coolants flushed, the oil flushed and changed, filters, brake pads, I mean, you name it. If you could do it to this bike, I pretty much had it done. So with that, with the maintenance, Hondas, they are good on maintenance. That's one great thing about them. I don't own a Ducati, but I've seen lots of motovlogs and motovloggers that own Ducatis, and they've talked about how expensive it is to maintain and have a Ducati in the arsenal, back in the garage. And I am thinking about getting a Ducati, so we'll see. Now I do have 3 motorcycles. I got this. I have my 2014 BMW S1000RR and my 2016 Harley Softail Slim. So maintenance cost is a big thing for me. But like I said again, maintenance on this guy, once you've done it, it's good to go. It's not that expensive. Even with me fully overhauling everything when I first bought the bike 2 years ago, I want to say it didn't cost me more than like between $1,400 and $1,600. And for fully changing everything on a bike to make it new, to include the valves, guys, that was the big cost in that, because you're like, wow, it's a lot of money, over $1,000. The valve changes, adjustments should I say, they got to be done at 16,000 miles according to Honda, and I had it was like 26,000 miles when I bought the bike. So it definitely needed it, hadn't been done, so I got that done. That was a big cost in it. I think that was like $800 or $900 itself, because I have to remove the fairings, adjust the valves, etc. So with that, knowing maintenance costs are going to be low on this thing, that's a great thing to know in owning a Honda CBR1000RR. Another thing you should know in owning this bike, it is a 2006, so it's the second generation Honda CBR1000RRs they came out with. With that being said, the only electronics, whatever you want to call it, helping devices, etc., is this HESD, which is a steering dampener that kicks in as the faster you go. It tightens the steering electronically, etc. It was something that Honda's had for a while, but that is it on this bike. It is basically a raw bike. So just so you guys know, all the newer bikes coming out, they have all these electronic suspensions and dampeners and steering control and this and that and wheelie control and traction control and ABS. This has nothing. So just expectation wise, you guys are going to be riding this bike raw except for that steering dampener, and I don't know how much that thing really works, to be honest. But if you want a raw bike, because some guys are purists, this is the year to go, the 06, 07s. And up until, I believe, the new CBR1000RR, the 2017, is the only one that has all the true electronics package. So, the Honda CBRs, if you want a raw bike, this is the way to go, and you'll enjoy it, and it's basically you and the road. So your control is the control. There's no electronic cheating or anything like that. So I will say, I love my electronic steering dampeners and all that good stuff and ABS on my BMW S1000RR, but it's just good to get on the road and ride this raw bike. I'm a little more cautious on this bike, obviously. Don't have ABS. Like ground like this, check this out. That's bad stuff right there. This whole little area is kind of covered in this. Not this bad, but I'm pretty careful when I come down here, do some little maneuvers on this it's a little bike course. As you can see, some of the lines maybe faintly down through there. but they don't really, rake it or take care of it, so you can slip. So just keep that in mind. This bike has no electronics, so it's all you and the bike. Alright guys, another thing you should know is that the stock exhaust, the OEM exhaust that comes with the CBR1000RR, it makes it sound like a freaking scooter. And it's hideous. It has the big old plates and heat wrap and the license plate fender sticking out and all that stuff. You can see I got the Yoshimura RS5, and if you want to hear a sound test I did and it sounds amazing, check out the link below in the description, and here's a picture of it. So check that out, guys. Also, you can see I got the fender eliminator kit really low back here. It passes the legality, barely probably, but there you go. So just so you know, when you buy this bike, and pretty much any 1000RR, it's going to sound like a freaking scooter until you get you an aftermarket exhaust. Another thing about this bike is that this color scheme only came on the 2006 CBR1000RR, not in the 600, but only in the 1000. And technically, it came with black wheels. I have them powder coated yellow to match the bike. I think it looks pretty awesome. And also, as you can see, the rear sets and rear pegs, I've pretty much blacked them out with powder coating. It looks pretty awesome. Added some vortex levers. I kind of went out for the blacked out theme, as you can see. Got black frame sliders also. But one thing I haven't done, as you can see on the swing arm, it's still silver. I'm thinking about blacking that out and go all blacked out through the bike, which would look cool. But yeah, just so you know, this is the only year it came in the blue and yellow. I like to call it the Wolverine. One of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. And it's mean and growls like him. So there you go. They basically replaced this color scheme with the Repsol color racing scheme. But I love this. I get so many compliments for this blue and yellow. And it's pretty much why I jumped on it. You can't find this bike in Hawaii. Alright guys, another thing to know is that the seat is actually really comfortable to be a stock seat, I would say, and the angle of attack that you sit at is pretty flat compared to most bikes. So I've sat on R6s and R1s, and the pegs seem like they're a little higher and the seat cants down forward more, and you could slam yourself down in here if you're not careful, if you know what I mean. So other than that, if you're like a shorter rider, this is a pretty good bike, I would say. I'm actually 5'11". I fit on it perfect, standing, almost feet flat on the ground. You can get it lowered. I've seen this bike lowered for females, and it works out pretty dang good. And with that, I just want you to know that this angle of attack when you're riding is pretty comfortable for a sport bike overall compared to most sport bikes. And I highly recommend it if you're a shorter rider. Alright guys, and one of the final things I like to recommend is Honda reliability. This thing can go probably 100,000 miles on this engine. Hondas are known for their reliability. This thing again is a 2006 with 28,000 miles. Runs like a champ. I had the valves adjusted. I'll probably make it run another 16, no problem. So with that, just know that Honda is reliable. That's one of their mottos, unwritten mottos that the Honda Bike Life and Culture says, Honda reliability. Look at Goldwings, they last like 200,000 miles, even though they're hideous. That's just my opinion, guys. But no offense if you own a Goldwing. But yeah, guys, this is it. Honda reliability, CBR1000RR. And I love this bike so much, I don't think I ever can bear the heart to sell it. That's going to be a sad day if I ever have to sell this thing. But as you can see, it looks wonderful. It looks like a brand new bike to be a 2006. Alright guys, it's a parting treat of things you should know about owning a CBR1000RR. I'm going to let you guys hear it real quick. So the bike is warmed up. Enjoy for your listening pleasure. So to add to this and things you should know, when you have a Yoshimura aftermarket RS5 exhaust, it sounds oh so good. Alright guys, and that's pretty much does it for things you should know when owning a Honda CBR1000RR. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give a big old thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I'll be posting new motovlogs 2 to 3 times a week. And other than that, it's been another beautiful day here in Hawaii. You can see a rainbow coming in the distance as it's starting to sprinkle, and a beautiful Honda CBR1000RR. So with that guys, hope you enjoyed. Y'all take care. Until next time, aloha.